Alrighty, here we go. Got one made up. So we bent the pipe in the bender, swapped it over to 1 5/8" again. This is gonna go like this and into there like that. So, all right. So it's got a hump there, so we cut that out of that so that we can weld it nice and clean all the way around. And then I put the bend in it so it follows the contour of the floor, so it won't interfere with the floor, and that'll make it nice and strong. Got to start making the other side. So basically I got to make this same thing in a mirror, so the reverse of this. So the first one is I guess difficult enough because you got to figure it out, and then the second one you got to make it look the same. So, but we'll get it, make it look good, make it look strong, and it'll be cool. So that's what's going on there. This actually fit good. That's the measurement for that. The other one is on there. I'm gonna start doing that one next and finish polishing up all these tubes, and then we're gonna actually stick the other one in here. That gets welded onto the dashboard down at the bottom. So we're getting there. All right, got the second one made up. This one's gonna go like this. Same thing, goes in there, sits right back in there like that. All right, so that one's done. Now I gotta work on putting the ones through here and trimming them off so that they're nice and flush so we can weld to that. I want to show you something on there. That's how thick these holes are. So there's a lot of meat in here, because I was going to weld a plate in there, but that stuff's like 1/4 inch thick. So we're good to go with that. So I need to trim this tube back and the other side back. Cleaned off the spot where they're going to go, and they'll get welded to that. All right, I'll do that one next.
I'm going this way.
Go see if I made a mark on the inside. See if it lines up. See that little black mark?
I'm going this way.
See if the little black mark lines up, because I'm going by that. That's where, see that mark?
Yep.
Is it lined up?
Beautiful.
Okay. So this just has to go a little bit more. And then we're good to go. Look at that, nice fit. All right, and then I'll just weld all the way around that.
Yep.
That's it.
Grind it flush and that's it.
Yep. All right, so that's gonna be that. Then I gotta go do the other side. So I got the second one cut down real close. That's the mark. It's gonna go in there like that. It gets hooked to that. Like that. That goes right there. And it's just gotta get trimmed back a little bit. That one. Look at that one nice and flush. Oh, I just got to trim this back a little bit. Again, you got to keep grinding it a little at a time, till it seats in there nice and tight and nice and clean. So we could just put a nice bead right around it. All right, okay. Check that out. Nice flush fit. Be able to put a nice bead all the way around that thing. Fits nice in here, like that. Nice, close, no gap. All right, so that's that. It takes time because you got to go real slow. If you go too much and you go over, then you got nothing to weld to, because you know you only got a little bit of play here. So if you go too far in, then the gap becomes real big. So that one's good. This one's markers on the top. This one's going to sit right in the center like that. Good to go. All right, that's 2 more pieces down. All right, now I could start making this this bar here that goes from here down on both sides, and then the X's in the doors, and get going with that. All right.
All right, we'll weld these in. And after that one's tacked in, then we can set this one up. Make sure it's all the same.
All right, so we got that one done. We welded up that one. Got that tacked on the inside. Got that one welded. Now he's gonna go inside and do the inside ones. So that gets tacked in there like that. And this one gets tacked in here like that. That gets welded up. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Takes a lot of time to weld them all. Alright, we'll let him finish those two up. And then we'll start putting some of these pieces underneath, lift the floor back up and start doing them. Alright, so we got those done. Those done. That's all done. Now he's welding that forward cross member part for your feet. And we'll start putting the two pieces that go here. And the X's underneath the diagonal bars and the rocker bars. So we got those tacked in place. So that's how those sit like that. He's welding the other one in now. After he's done welding that one in, he'll go over to the other side. Coming out really nice. Alright, that's how that goes like that. Nice setup right there. On that side now. Alright, got the other one in. Now we're doing that. This diagonal bar and that rocker bar. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to start putting these together. While he's doing that, I'm going to start making these two to fit, so that once we put the floor down, then we could put these in, because then the floor won't be able to come back up after that. Alright? So we cut this end up, find the angle of this one, and notch that. Alright, so to make sure that I'm putting this in the right spot, so we mock those bars up real quick. They're going to come out before we finish welding, but I needed those in there. So that's where that's going to sit. Got a nice gap for everything all the way around. Nice gap there, nice gap there. Now we got to cut this end off. The tricky part is you got the first one set. Now you got to get the second one to fit without making the last one get messed up. All right, let's do it. All right, so you want to make the cut way long so you can start getting the angle correct. This angle is correct, but you got to get it this way because the bar comes down and it's got a little tweak to it depending on which way it goes, right? So I'll cut it long, try to get it as close as I could. Now that I still got like, I could probably do maybe 2 more cuts on this if I want to get it to where we need it as far as the length goes. But now I got to keep checking this angle and make sure this way and this way is correct. This way is correct. But now we got to make sure this and this is correct. Because remember, those bars go down, so They're sitting like this, and they're sitting like that. So you got two different angles you got to get at. All right, let me see if this is close, and then I'll cut it again. All right, so it is good. I just got to make it shorter. So we just got to get in here. Probably got to be a half inch to 3/4 of an inch shorter than this one. I'm gonna take another cut on it. We'll creep up on it little by little. Make sure we don't mess it up. Can't afford to mess it up. The prices of this stuff. Alright, so there. That's the cut there. We're going to take off another 1/4 inch at a time. Alright? So you can see that. Alright. Time for a new blade again. Probably use 4 of those to do a whole car. Check this again. Get in there, yep. Another cut. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another that much more again. One more time. There. And there. Penetrating oil on it. All right. So you guys, we got some of the parts back for the Comet. Still waiting on the bell housing. They shipped it out on Friday, so I should have that Monday or Tuesday. Did get the tranny back. I got everything back. Clutch. I got all the parts back. And I was going to put it back together, and then I got a call from the bell housing, Barrel bell housing, that was going to be shipping by the end of the week. So I'm not putting it back together last week for nothing. So we actually missed. Today is the 28 Going Wild, the first one they're having down in North Carolina. Unfortunately, I'm missing that one, and we're missing No Prep Kings in Florida, thanks to our gas prices. I don't even want to go there. Okay, so that's the end of that deal. Let me show you how this is starting to fit here. I'll put you over here. Let's see if you'll stay there, like that. So this is starting to go in here. And drop down to there. So now you can see I got about another quarter, a little bit more than a 1/4 inch to go. So the angles are all good. So now by the time I clean up the 2 ends, well, this one by the time I clean up that end and then touch up this end, it'll drop into its spot where it needs to go. So now we gotta clean up this end. touch it up in the two corners. So this end. Once you make the cut, you gotta keep going at it and creep up on it real slow so you don't mess nothing up. That's looking okay. Yeah, right there. Still got room to go there. And making sure. And that's gonna be like that. And that's gonna be like that. Then we gotta be able to get to it. So you gotta make sure we're getting it so that we can actually weld it. Okay. Looking good. Let me see. Like that. Ah, yes. Success. All right. That goes there. That goes there. And perfect. Perfect. Just like that. Push down on the floor as far as we could get it, and up on the floor as far as we could get it. We should be able to get all the way around it. Yep. Let me show you how nice that fits. So you got this fit right here, right? Like that, and then that's gonna fit in here, like that. And then that one, put the light in there. And that one's gonna fit in there like that. And it'll be able to get welded all the way around like that. Okay? So now it gets another bar. So another one's gonna go an X. The X is gonna go here to the middle. And then from here, instead of going all the way up here, because then it gets harder and harder to get into, you could drop it down. So it'll go down to about here. So it'll go like from here to here like that. All right? And then the other side, I'll probably end up doing the same thing just so it's easier to get in and out. All right? So that's that bar. Now, as you could see, I already had this one cut. And now I gotta just fine tune this one really, really good. I want that even tighter than that. If we could get it a little bit tighter than that, basically I'm just gonna trim off the bottom a hair. You could see how much you just grinding it a little bit, how much it tightens everything up. So I'll just show you this real quick. So I don't know if you could see that. All right, so see that little gap? So I'm just gonna take it out, grind the bottom just a little bit, and that'll tighten right up. All right, look at that, how much tighter that got. And even down there, close that gap up. Okay, so that's why you got to go real close, real slow. And then same thing with this angle here. Let's see if I can show you that in here real quick. So you'll see that right there. Right? Well, it takes time. You got to take your time, make the cut, but then go by hand to get them nice and close. That's that one. Okay, so basically you saw me making one bar, which I had basically already started. I already had the length, had one side cut, but it takes time. So you got to be very patient and don't go too fast, because if you try to go too fast, you'll end up wasting a lot of material.